Hello everyone and welcome back to 4KB Shorts Let's Play of Kentucky Route Zero. Lula has returned to the Hall of the Mountain King, which, strangely enough, I say those words not exactly knowing what they mean. Donald is still here, wearing his oddly shaped hat, and I think between the two of them we might get more information out of Lula, considering we've already spoken to Donald twice and he has no idea what's going on. So let's go ahead and talk to Lula and see what she has to say. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We found your doctor. Oh, good. Yes, you're looking not well, to be honest. You smell like a distillery. Have you been drinking? We've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. How long does this take? I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we, too, recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Okay, counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around, then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Good instructions. Between us, I think you should drive. Alright, so let's head out the gate then. So counterclockwise to the cathode tube, and then clockwise to the Bureau. Simple enough instructions, one would think, considering. However, we know how odd the zero can be, and simple instructions never really work 100%. Down. That bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here, before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. You know, I'm curious to check the other things that we may have missed on the way up. Excuse me, Ezra. We gotta get through here, buddy. Tape recorder. Someone has left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there's no tape to play or record. Alright, we're pretty sure we already read about the backpack, so we'll keep going. A sensible modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. Oh, so now the bridge is complete on the other side. Huh. That's different. Thanks for waiting, Homer. We were gone a bit longer than expected. Ran into some trouble, Homer. I won't lie to you. Johnny, what's up? What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. Alright, let's get in the truck and get moseying. Alright, so it is counterclockwise to the cathode tube. There's the cat carrier. The backpack. tape recorder. I gotta keep going. Wait, there is no cathode tube. Children. About a dozen children are gathered in a shallow, dry basin to the side of the road. They are seated on overturned pots and pans arranged in 3 configurations. One group of 5 children are clustered to the right. One group are arranged loosely in the center, all facing an older girl who sits on 3 pans stacked together. The boy at the head of the arrangement looks sternly down on another child. A younger boy kneeled on the stone floor without a pot to sit on. A spare stock pot, perhaps belonging to the younger boy, is set to the side. Sit next to the younger boy. The older girl nods solemnly to Ezra. The older girl takes a wide green leaf from the floor next to her and pretends to read off a list of charges. The younger child is accused of making agreements for trading card exchanges which he was not able to honor. The judge asks for a witness to testify. A boy describes the participants and events depicted on the trading card he was to receive, and makes related claims about the defendant's nature. Ezra is prompted to argue on behalf of the client. Claim prejudice. Ezra makes a case for prejudicial treatment. The judge considers the facts and declares a mistrial. The groups of children reconfigure themselves and a new trial begins with the former defendant now as judge. Okay, so we'll keep going. Tape recorder. Nothing? Apparently nothing. Okay, we have a few extra icons and things. Cat carrier. Nothing here as well. So we have a radio, we have sleep. Okay, so that's our radio, and then we can sleep. Not sure if the radio does us any good. And I guess that's as far as we can go. Okay, so that's no good. The cat carrier doesn't give us any information. So we just keep going. Okay, nothing there. That's really odd. Why are we not finding what we need? Nothing at the tape recorder. Okay, maybe we'll head back to the Hall of the Mountain King. Oh, we can't. Okay, let's go back the other way then. The rope. Nothing in it. Alright, we'll keep going. Ah, there's the cathode ray. Oh, I was going clockwise the entire time. I don't know why I was thinking that was counterclockwise. There's the sprocket. Keep going until we reach the bureau. There's the anchor. There's the bicycle. The feather. We're getting close, I think. Pretty sure it's over here somewhere. The cactus. The antlers. The scarecrow. It's a long trip down the zero. The bureau. There you go. Act 3, Scene 12. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Homer! Good to see you again, buddy. Got the time, Homer? Nah, you don't care about that. Keep doing what you do, Homer. Okay, so let's go ahead and head into reception. It looks like it's Shannon and Junie. And we'll ring the bell. Anything? Ah, hello. Lula. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Any word on the address? The results just came in by courier. Good news. Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference the results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop there shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in the museum down there. Did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks. And deep. Okay, so let's head back, and I guess we're going to talk to Conway, I would hope, because if the boat's going to be back sometime soon. And we wait. Okay. Conway's leg still is not looking that good. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows. Alright, what happened? Up to you. It's okay, you can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So we were in that graveyard. Ah, flashback to the graveyard now. Okay. Act 3, Scene 13. Where the strangers come from. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. We'll go with our same statement. It's muddy. Yeah, that's what he said. Crystals and then mud. Okay. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. Okay, so we head into the church. Floor. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels. Sit. I don't know what to expect. Excuse me, I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible, I mean. I told you she disappeared, suddenly ran away, but we thought... You thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then the next time I flipped the channel, too, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are blank, kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings and desks. A classroom, maybe? The camera's in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine, I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. Shannon coughs into her sleeve. It's dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think with all these holes in the ceiling. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? We should... Going down. complete church. Oh, okay. So we're in control of the stranger then. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. We're actually looking for some information about an old computer. Certainly. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Well, it's not an old church. No, I guess not, but still, it's all has a kind of reverence to it. What's that smell? Like bread. Baking bread? Please, follow me. So it looks like we can degauss this location? Okay, so they're digital. And you may have changed colors a little bit. Interesting. So where are we following him to, I suppose? Okay, so there's lots of people down here. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety. And adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. Ooh, we don't wear glasses. So, that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Oh, good. For your safety and ours. That is not what I meant to hit. Let's head down. I don't think I really want to degauss Doolittle. It seems rude. I mean, he hasn't done anything to us, right? Let's take a look. More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Gotta relay to the formula. We actually need to ask you about a computer. No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? Guess we should sit. Wow, check this stuff out. Must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. How do you think they keep it like that? Maintenance, old man. I bet it's someone's job around here. Probably hard to keep all that dust out, you know, underground. That's why I got into this business. To keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? Okay, so I guess we need to go further down to the truck. Not the same as our old truck. But then again, Ezra did mention something about traveling in a new truck. Shuttle. Here's the fleet. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle, and a dream. So the trucks are just east-a-ways in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Okay, so I guess we get onto a shuttle and go. It's interesting that they glow the same as Conway's leg. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it. And we're shipping. Great. Take a look at the truck. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Aha! Precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment, or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger. But if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Radio. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012, City Kitty. This is good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Introduce yourself. Pleased to meet you. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. You folks know any 99 wheel holder? Gotta pay for the water bill. So I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Headlights. Headlights work fine, see? Doolittle fiddles with the controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know when you'll run into the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Drivers sleep in the day then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know. Sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off the highway, too loud, too murky. Turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer, thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. Wasn't going to happen. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30, he dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning couldn't be much worse than late night. What could they care? He just needed a few hours. So, moving on. Tires. Oh, sure, I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires, that's the thing to do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires set out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves, isn't it the way, eh? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely, a truck deserves care and feel for respect, like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of difference. Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee, as it is. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried that most people in the room were probably there by court order. A few others shared. They spoke in abstraction like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and the road parted following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones alone, then stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on these moments. Now, what else can you show you? The wipers. Control the wipers with this knob here. Doolittle fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'll fare in the ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. You folks watch the weather closely? I wouldn't know if I saw it. Too many years of climate control. Have I mentioned I rarely, if ever, leave our facility? I wouldn't know the rain if it drowned me. They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to say. I'll review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to see a movie. It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women. Real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved, brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink. And another. And another. She worried it was getting dark out, then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as a moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited for the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Let's take a look at the back, where all the real action is. Looked like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job, and some drivers like the extra shifts stacking and loading here. Did Miguel load his own trucks? He did. It was a jealously guarded task for him. If I didn't know the man better, hear me now. I say if I didn't know the man better. I may have suspected he was skimming off the top. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt. The usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside the shower and have some coffee. Get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It wasn't an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lisette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So what's next? How about the radio, considering how dark it's getting in here? The truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few. 10:33 dispatch got the black guys and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4 backing down. Prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lem. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Got ears on? Good. Listen to this. Silence. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. I think we may need to degauss this guy a little bit more. Looks like it's not working. Okay, we're gonna head back up to the control room and see what's up. Back to the park. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about the stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. The black mold. It's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see? As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel share back into the drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on the stuff, so we'd go down and scrape it off the equipment just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid. Truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. But we didn't do anything to this moldy computer. He just forgot the password. One of his assistants shared it with me. Dome in air. That'll get you going. I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs? Very strange gentleman. But we'll keep going. Alright, upstairs here or upstairs in the next level? Looks like upstairs at the next level, so we'll keep going. If you don't mind... yes, please return your equipment. Alright, ready to rock and roll. Adding machine. Here it is. A beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual, to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of the shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep it up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't... It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't... Down the hatch. Vino memoire moi. Moors, excuse me. We have friends over here. Whoa, whoa, no, no. This is not me doing this. This is not me controlling that. No. I don't know what happened there. No, I don't... No, Conway, you can't, buddy. Decent enough? Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this... He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, and there's the matter of this tour just now. My time and experience are billed at quite a premium. That is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep by my back-of-the-envelope estimates. Well, we have that in common, I suppose. All of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs, of course. The interest begins to compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. So, I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Huh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? More like a tugboat, but we'll take it. A giant mammoth. Okay. I can cope with that. End of Act 3. Alright, everybody, there it is. Kentucky Route Zero, Act 3. And from the looks of it, there's going to be an Act 4. I'm really super excited to see what they come out with. This game just gets deeper and more sophisticated and better with every single act. Starting from Act 1, it was very simplistic, had some fun music, very interesting story, kind of confusing. Act 2, even more confusing. And then by the time you get to Act 3, you think to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to roll with it. And things are starting to come out. We're learning a lot more about Conway. I guess he was an alcoholic for a while. He accidentally knocked up his high school sweetheart and went off drifting. I'm not sure if Charlie was his son or a friend or how that worked. There's still more we have to learn. There's still a lot more we have to learn, but For now, that's going to be the end of Act 3 and the end of this. So for now, I'd like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4 Kilobytes Short, on this Let's Play of Kentucky Route Zero, and I will see you next video.